Hello and welcome. I am Turkka and this is the developer vlog for upcoming game Fracturefall. In this video I'll go over some mechanics that tie together different areas of the game. Let's jump right to it. So here you have a crew value. It will tell you if people like serving on your ship or if they will jump the ship at the next port. There are two things that make up this value. So instead of fuel I made happiness the resource for moving around. I think it's more interesting to have a social resource. So while in the fracture your crew happiness slowly drops, and then you will have to get out of the fracture to some kind of port or a space station for a respite, or your crew will start planning new leadership. Moral is efficiency and security on the ship, as well as the crew's will to fight in boarding situations. In these skills or statistics, there are 4 contributing levels from different areas of the game. So here, for example, you have a ship utility, and they are ship modifications, upgrades and rigging, and you can manage them in shipyards. Then there are advisors that can give bonuses or penalties according to their skills and depending on what position they occupy on the ship. If they are the captain or navigator, and then their skills are relevant for different things. And then there is crew skills. It's basically a population of thousands of people. It's like a small city in space. They have their own culture, ideology and experience. So we kind of track the crew as well, and we can see what they are good at and what not. And this kind of reflects the population, where how you recruit them is going to matter what kind of people they are. And last, there are dynamic parameters to impose penalties over things like spending too long times in the fracture or having something bad happen on the ship in game events. Also, if you start getting damaged, then you will get penalties, or if you wander too deep into the fracture, then there will be consequences, and it shows up here. Ship statistics are pretty much combat mechanics, offensive and defensive statistics. Core here gets penalties if your ship gets damaged, but you can get rid of them when you get to repair it. Fracture, and this is I think pretty central part of the game. Fracture tells you how well your ship and the crew are resisting the hostile forces outside. When this goes really bad, things on board goes really bad. Fracture link here, it's the overall control over the fracture. There are some frackers, they are basically kind of psychers who can mind bend and use the alien dimension as energy for their sorcery, and it can be really helpful in battles. And here you can see what kind of control or positive forces there are on board. Then you have speed. It's the traveling speed modifier in the fracture. If you have great navigators, which are highly valued, they can guide you safely through fracture storms and find the right way. And speed is also, of course, useful in combat situations. Now, holiness here, it tracks how well the teachings of the church are followed. The church is a faction in the game, and it aims to preserve the human mind in a post-fractured universe. Basically what this means is that they are ideologically opposed of people meddling with the forces of fracture, and they want to preserve humanity. And there are ideologies that think differently about the fracture. You have transhumanists who consider these powers not hostile, but something for the humanity to embrace. And right there you have one of the schisms in the game, kind of ideological disputes that go deep into the lore. Okay, then lastly you have relations. It's kind of a fame multiplier, how much of your actions are attributed to your name instead that of your faction or whoever you're working for. Famed ships are really talked a lot about when they arrive at ports, and they cause up excitement or terror. Your reputation can be that of infamy also. So under here you have diplomacy, which makes it well, it tells you if it's easier for you to make friends or enemies on the ship, for the ship and its crew. And finally, a good trade value means opportunities of extra profit or extra expenses. So there's only so much you can express on a teaser trailer. I hope you've watched that gameplay teaser. And these vlogs are more about opening your mind to the fracture. I'll cover some of the game features in future vlogs. So I appreciate the very good feedback I have had on the project so far. I like making this for the gamers because they are awesome audience and community. I'm super stoked to finally tell you about this project. I've been working for it a while, and now I get to show more of it to the world. And that's it. Thanks for watching, and keep clear.